It was up to everybody out there. Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable Talk. I am your host, C Money, and in today's episode, I want to talk on a little different issue that's been plaguing around for about a week. Last week, most of y'all don't know, and it's a recurring event called Rolling Loud. Rolling Loud is like the hip hop version of Woodstock or maybe Ultra Music Fest. For those who's down here in South Florida, if you don't know what Ultra Music Fest is, it's more of like an outdoor concert venue. It's kind of like Woodstock, but Rolling Loud is a hip hop urban outdoor event concert that over 100, close to 50 plus music artists, unknown artists and known artists from across the country, and come together in one big thing, one big venue, and they um perform. It's artists that we do know, like Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, Trick and Trina, you know, um, Kanye West, a lot of artists, from years. It's been going on for years. And this year was the first year that they had it since the pandemic, because they didn't have it last year in 2020 because everything got shut down. So, in 2019 they had it, and in 2020 they didn't have it because of the pandemic and shut down. And to me, this is one of the first outdoor big venues since the pandemic, because we usually have this thing called Ultra Music Festival, which is similar to Rolling Loud, but it's more of, like bands and contemporary art and heavy metal, and it's a different crowd. They do have some, black artists that do come, but they're more of those contemporary music and stuff like that. But what I want to talk about in this episode is this past rolling weekend with the Rolling Loud. There was a situation or issue involving the baby, and this is what I want to talk about. The baby made some comments, and in a minute I'm going to play the comment for you, and then we're going to talk about it. And this episode I'm going to talk about the comments, and I want to talk about what people have told me about the comments. And right now I'm going to play it for you. Just listen to it. You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die too briefly. Put a cell phone light that up. Lady, if you like water, put a cell phone light that up. Fellas, lights up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights up. Let's be real about it. Keep it real. Some of y'all suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real. What the baby basically was talking about, and as you know, the beeping means that it was some words. Basically, the first thing he said, if you didn't come out here with HIV and AIDS, put your light up on your cell phone, which is the flashlight. If ladies, you came out here and your vagina smells like water, meaning it's clean, put your lighters up on your phone. Then he said, if you wasn't sucking penises in the parking lot of Rolling Loud, then put your cell phone lighters up. I cleaned it up because, vagina and penis is not really what he said, but, for purposes of my show and YouTube, I try to, not use explicit language in my shows. But, and then it caused a lot of backlash, because on Facebook and on social media, I've seen that a lot of people, including the homosexuals, have said, you're canceled, you're canceled, you're canceled, you're canceled, meaning that I'm done with you. And the reason why it's been a lot of rant, because a lot of people have felt like really he was being disrespected. He was being disrespectful. Okay, for me, there was only two disrespectfuls in that comment. The comment about, ladies, if your vagina have smells like water, put your lighters up. Me and a coworker of mine agreed that you could get away with that, because that could be like a joke. That means you didn't come and your vagina is stank, or is it hot, or it doesn't smell nasty. You could get away with that because this is joke. But when you say if you didn't come here with AIDS or HIV, you're basically, what you're doing is saying that you're targeting the AIDS and HIV patients, and then you really hit a home run problem when you said if you wasn't sucking penises in the parking lot of, in the parking lot, put your lighter phones up, meaning you were targeting against homosexuality. Now, I have a person who I know that was at the venue and was actually working the venue and said that there were several other people that made comments towards that. It's just the baby's own made it more out there. Let me talk about this. Rappers and artists have been putting out, comments about homosexuality, AIDS, and stink vaginas. They've been doing it for years. But they've been doing it in their songs. In their songs, the way they do it is not being offensive towards anybody. It's not being offensive towards AIDS patients. It's not being offensive towards gay people. It's not being offensive towards women. It just, the way they do it, it goes with the song. Now, what the baby did, he didn't do it in a song. He did it on stage, and that was, like maybe his opinion or views on it. Then it came out that the baby ended up coming out, and he was supposed to be apologizing. But then he did a music video that's supposed to be something of more of his apologetic of what he said. Now I'm gonna tell you like this, and this is being what I feel. Whatever comes out your mouth the first time is what you mean. What comes out your mouth the second time is basically what you should have said in the first place. It's just that you're retracting yourself. Just like how they say, the newspaper print out the wrong thing and then they had to do a retraction to correct it. It's the same thing with people in their mouth. I believe the baby, allegedly, but I believe the baby really believed in what he's saying. You know, he is one of them people. You have to realize now these days, homosexuality is more bigger than than when it was in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s, because now more people are coming out with their sexuality. Look, in case in point, Little Nas X, which is, at first no one knew he was a homosexual, because when he first came out, he was just trying to get himself out there in the industry. Yes, his first hit, Old Tyrone, made a huge hit. After his album dropped and he became more comfortable and he was established in the industry, he came out and he became a gay rapper. And now he has his second album coming out, and he's gonna have produced videos. He had the Montero video. Now he got the video with him in jail, and he's dancing around men and stuff like that. He's doing videos with people like Jack Harlow and everything. So it's like the industry accepts him. So that's why I say a lot of things have evolved since the 80s and the 90s. Well, now it is more easier to come out and to be accepted in the world. You have to realize one thing. A percentage of your fans and followers are going to come from the homosexual world. Just like, for instance, Beyonce. You can say that 70% of Beyonce followers, or Beehive fans, that's what they call it, are from homosexual people. Like myself. I'm a heterosexual man, and stuff like that. Do I like Beyonce's music? In a way, not really, because I'm not a Beehive number one, and I'm not saying I'm against beehives, because I know some beehivers out there. But I'm not gonna say I don't like her music. It's just that I'm not a fan of her music. She may have a couple of songs that I like, but I'm just not a fan of her music. But majority of the women and majority of homosexual men like her music. There are some straight guys that may say I like Beyonce music, but they may like her because of her look and her sex appeal and everything. But then you're gonna get more. There's one out of every five men that'll say I like Beyonce, but there's three out of every five homosexuals that would say they love Beyonce. It's more homosexuals that would love Beyonce than a straight man loving Beyonce. So the same thing about what it is for any artist. You're a rap artist, you know. A percentage of your fan base are going to be lesbians and homosexual men, lesbian women and homosexual men. So for you to put out stuff like that, you're losing a percentage. And now, um, the baby was to perform in a performance overseas at a music festival, and they withdrew his performance because of his comments. Now you done lost endorsements and you done lost in performance, because you have to realize, regardless of how you feel on homosexual views, there are people that are homosexuals, like Rolling Loud. I'm quite sure there was thousands of homosexuals that attended the Rolling Loud event, and thousands of them probably didn't like the fact that he commented on that, but they can't really do nothing there because, security reasons, and, for protective reasons, they can't throw stuff at him. They can only say boo, or they can only say, boo and all that. They can only take it to social media, which most people have said, and that's how I found out about it. They can take it through social media. You know, my thing is about that. Like I said, whatever comes out your mouth the first time is something that you actually believe in, and it's something that you actually think about. I honestly believe that, there have been plenty of people that have came out and said that they don't like homosexuality, they don't like this, they don't like that, and they have said their opinion, and I'm like, dude, that's understandable on how you feel. Just like with the Chick-fil-A incident, you know, when Chick-fil-A came out and say, oh, they're a church going business and they don't like, what I'm saying, they don't support homosexuality. Look how many people stopped eating at Chick-fil-A. You know, I myself never ate at Chick-fil-A, but just because of your comments about that, even though I'm not a homosexual man, I'm not finna go to a business or whatever and that doesn't support other people. That's just like saying you don't support African American men, because homosexuality is all basically, they're having to have the same fight as being African American. Because I've seen a saying years ago, and it was in a video that I've seen. It says, you're already a threat to society because you're a black man. No, you're already a threat to society because you're black. You're already a threat to society because you're a black man. And then you're a triple threat to society if you're a black gay man, because you're already a threat to society for being an African American black man, because, racism still exists. You're already a threat to society. No, you're already a threat to society when you're African American. Then you're already a threat to society if you're an African American man, and then you're already a threat to society if you're an African American homosexual man. I mean, the African American man and African American goes the same way. You know what I'm saying? It's both sided, but they're saying you're a black man in America and you're a black gay man in America. That's basically a triple threat. Because they still, in certain countries, and I mean in certain parts of the state, U.S., there's still racism. There's still racism in the South. There's still racism in certain areas, and you still got racist people. And then now you're an African American homosexual man. You're a triple threat to society. Oh, you're black, you're a man, and you're gay. You know, throw them away. And then now for people like the baby and other human beings that come out and they talk trash about, oh yeah, you so, and I look at it as if you're gonna lose fan base because of what you're doing. That's just like if the president was to go out and say something bad about homosexuals, you would lose a lot, because you don't know how many senators or how many congressmen or how many politicians out there that may be homosexuals, but they keep their sexuality inside, and privately, because as a political person, as a person, like I said, there are a lot of people in of power that are homosexuals, but they don't come out because they have to protect their position at work. I've did research, and I've seen that certain people will say because of their sexuality they have to keep their sexuality private because of they are big. They are a CEO of a corporate business, or they work for the government or stuff like that. So their sexuality has to be closed because if it comes out, there's they could lose their job or complications, or it could be situations. And with the baby, you're losing endorsements. There's a lot of places that say, what if, let's say you want to do an endorsement. What if, let's say you was endorsed by Pepsi, and now Pepsi can't get with you and get behind somebody that hate homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these people are going to say, hey, I'm going to stop drinking Pepsi because Pepsi agrees with the baby. Or I'm going to stop, drinking Coke because Coke agrees with. No, they're going to lose their endorsement because they realize you are a national brand company. And somebody that doesn't accept sexuality, regardless if you're a lesbian woman, a homosexual man, a trans woman, a tranny, or a drag queen, and you don't accept it, or a cross-dresser, and you don't accept it, they're going to look at it as if you're targeting some of our customer-based people. Because a percentage of our customers that buy our drinks, or a percentage of a customer that buy our products, are homosexuals. So why would you target something that we get a percentage off of these people? So now you're going to look at that as if we can't support you. You don't support our customers, we can't support you. And it's the same thing with HIV and AIDS. Why would you say, oh, if you didn't come with HIV and AIDS, throw your hands up? Now, for me, I would have said, if you came here and you're COVID free and you don't have COVID, put your hands up in the air, and praise because you don't have COVID. Now, that I would agree on, because that means you're free to come out here and party and have fun or whatever because you got vaccinated or you've been tested negative for COVID, and you're here. But I wouldn't say if you came out here and you ain't got the HIV or AIDS. That's just like saying if you came out here and you ain't got no disease and you healthy, then put your hands up in the air. You can't target HIV and AIDS patients because some of these people, like one of my coworkers was saying, some of these people was born with HIV and AIDS because their parents may have had HIV and AIDS, and since their parents didn't get the treatment that they had, they was born with HIV and AIDS. They didn't go out here sleeping around doing all this touching and having sex and all that because of the fact that, what I'm saying, and then they got AIDS. Some of these people who are AIDS patients or HIV patients got it by being born with it. Like they say, some diseases people are born with because their mom and dad probably have it, or it was something that grew up in them in their system, and they end up contracting it through birth. You know, and 9 times out of 10, it's because the parents or the mother had AIDS, and the mother probably didn't get the treatment because now there are treatments where if the mother have AIDS, they can help and contract it so the baby won't come out having AIDS. But there are some parents and some families that don't have that treatment and can't afford that treatment to the point that the kids come out having AIDS. So that means you're targeting not only people that didn't have sex, and caught the AIDS, but you're targeting people who was born with the HIVs and AIDS, and you're targeting people that got out there and got sick with the AIDS. And some of these people didn't get sick by just doing it. Some of these people got sick because their ex-lover or boyfriend or girlfriend had it and they didn't know and they got the AIDS. When I did a play back in high school, no, I'm sorry, middle school, called Having AIDS. And it was a story about a girl who caught AIDS from her boyfriend because she didn't know that her boyfriend had AIDS. And she found out through his ex-girlfriend. And no, she didn't get the AIDS. She came HIV negative because they protected themselves. But her boyfriend had AIDS, and she stopped dating him because she found out through his ex-girlfriend, that he had AIDS and all of that, and she got tested and she became negative. But she wanted to make a statement on, let me go out and promote, safe sex, and let me promote the consequences of HIV and AIDS and stuff, because I went through it. I almost could have talked about it, and I did a play about it. And you can't sit up here and say these bad things about these people, because at Rolling Loud, I'm quite sure there was tons of thousands of people who came to Rolling Loud that had the virus, HIV, AIDS, syphilis, whatever. They had the disease. So you're targeting the people that was out there supporting you, and not only that, a percentage of people who support hip hop music are homosexuals and AIDS patients. So the people out there, you're targeting them, and you're targeting people like that. You know, with the comment with the women and the vagina smelling like water, you could get away with that because to me, I feel like that was a joke or whatever. You know, but there are people that may find that offensive because they feel like, oh, you thinking that women's vaginas smell like nastiness and stuff, and you're talking about all women's vaginas smell like nastiness or they stank and stuff. So some people take that as offensive, but I look at it as a celebrity, regardless if you're an entertainer, you're an actor, you're a writer, you're a political person, you are a rapper, an artist, a musician, you know, you're a cameraman, whatever you do that's in the public eye as a celebrity. You have to know that whatever you say in front of the camera will come back to you behind the camera. Look how much backlash the baby got this past week. And some people are defending him and some people are criticizing him. There's more criticizing than defending because look how many people, look how many companies um, have, you know, stopped his endorsements and stopped endorsing him. And look how many venues have canceled him because these venues probably say, hey, I have gay people that come to my club, or I have gay people or homosexuals that come to my concerts and that come to my venues. That's just like saying, oh, you're not going to come and perform at Coachella, or you're not going to perform at this music festival, or you're not going to perform at Ultra Fest, or you're not going to perform here because, next week Lil Nas X come and the gay people is coming, or next week Elton John is coming, and, he's bringing people and stuff. And it's like you're targeting their business and you're targeting, saying homosexual people when homosexual people make up some of your population. And now it is that why are you sitting up here targeting AIDS patients, targeting HIV patients, targeting homosexuals, and then you try to clean it up afterwards. And you can't clean up what you said. That's just like saying, I hate black people. If I say I hate black people, and then it gets viral, and then people start talking about it, and then I have to come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. It's already viral. In your mind and in people's mind, you hate black people. In people's mind, the baby don't like gay people, you know? And you have to look at that and look at it because remember a while back, I believe allegedly it was Kevin Hart that said something about homosexuality. And it went viral and a lot of people, had their views on it. And people, a lot of celebrities had their views on it. It's the fact that, yes, there are celebrities out there that may not like homosexuality. There are celebrities that may not like lesbianism. There are celebrities that may not like certain things. But what they do, they keep it to themselves because the minute that they go public about, I don't like gay people, I don't like black people, I don't like white people, I don't like men who dress up in women's clothing, I don't like women who are like tomboys, I don't like this. The minute they come out of it publicly, that's when their career goes down the drain. You start losing endorsements, you start losing, you know what I'm saying, um, programs and shows. You start losing, you know what I'm saying, acts and you start losing, you know what I'm saying, events and stuff like that. Your career starts going down the drain, because now the people is going to start looking at you as this. Oh, you don't like this? Okay, we're not gonna let you perform here. You're done. Oh, you don't like this? Oh, we're not gonna let you perform here. Your career goes down the drain. You know. Now the baby is looking as if he's seeing how it feels to be a superstar that has been that is going down the drain because now you're losing endorsements. You're using, because you're one of the hottest rappers out here now. You know, because you're one of the hottest. And then people looked at you. You got the hood, you got the body. You when you first came out, you was a crazy rant rapper, and now you're doing all this, and then now you come out with all this. If you're an AIDS patient, if you haven't came out here with the patients and stuff like this, And now you're rapping. You know what I'm saying? Just like what he said.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2, 3 weeks. Put a cell phone like that up.
You're telling me if I'm not out here with AIDS, put your finger lighters up. But how many out there is with AIDS and HIV that came to the venue? I'm quite sure there was a whole lot because they had tons of thousands of people at the Rolling Live venue. Because the next event that they go to, they're gonna be going to New York. I looked it up on their site. And do you think they're gonna allow the baby to come to New York after what he said? Because I'm quite sure the Rolling Loud venue is gonna say, hey, a percentage of the people that come to our concerts and our venues and our events is HIV and AIDS patients, is homosexuality patients.
Lady, if you like water, put a cell phone like that up.
And now you're saying, oh, if you didn't come out here with your vagina stink, you didn't come out here like that, put your hands up. You gotta realize Rolling Loud is an outside venue. And you're gonna be in the hot sun. And women sweat more than men because women has more body fat and it has more body. You have breasts, you have vaginas, you have different parts of the body that sweats more than a man sweats. I could be out in the sun and I won't sweat for about 10 minutes. But a woman be out in the sun for 5 minutes and they can start sweating instantly. Because a woman tends to sweat more than men. And you're outside at a venue. You don't know what time when the baby came on, and by the looks of when he performed, it was at nighttime because Rolling Loud started around 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and by the time the baby came on, it looked like the sun was down. So you performed at night. So you're gonna expect that a woman's supposed to smell like fresh, clean the whole day. And there are 24-hour protections, like deodorants and stuff. But then you expect that she's supposed to come out here and her vagina don't smell like heat, her vagina smell like water. You don't know where these people came from. These people could have came from going somewhere and get something to eat before they came to Rolling Loud. These people could have came from, what I'm saying, their friend's house and stuff, drinking and stuff, and came to Rolling Loud. You don't know where these people came from. It ain't like they just stepped out the shower 30 minutes before coming to Rolling Loud, and then 30 minutes later they're at Rolling Loud and they smell fresh and clean. Some of these people came from other places and then went to Rolling Loud.
Lights up. Fellas, if you ain't stuck in the parking lot, put your cell phone like that up.
And then you got your hype man in the background hyping you up with it about if you ain't sucking penises in the parking lot. Dude, you know how many people got mad because of that and they don't went viral, and now you trying to correct yourself because now it always somebody who did that they did wrong and then they try to correct themselves by saying, oh, I apologize, this and that, this and that. No, you meant to say it, it's just not meant for you to say it publicly. You know, you don't say publicly, I hate homosexuals. I hate lesbian women. I hate this. I hate that. You ain't see a lot of people come social media come out and say, yes, a lot of people said they don't too much like Donald Trump. They even called him the orange man, the orange hair man. A lot of people say they don't like Donald Trump. A lot of people say they don't like this person, they don't like person. But, you know, it comes down to it. It's not targeting a specific type of group. You know, yeah, you got racist people out here, and you got racist people. You know what I mean? But the thing about racism, yeah, it exists, but you're not targeting. Oh, I don't like gay white people. I don't like gay black people. I don't like this. I don't like that. And now it comes to the point that you're making yourself look bad in the process, and you got to look at it as if your your fan base is going to be 50-50. 50% lesbian and homosexuality, 50% straight. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it as if, how are you going to do this? And then now you're losing your fan base in the homosexual lesbian population because you're losing your fan base. Because now you're telling people, oh, you don't like gay people, and now you want to retract yourself. Oh, this and that, this and that. You said it. Now you done lost it. It doesn't matter if you come back and apologize. It doesn't matter if you bring out a music video to cover up what you did. You done lost the fan base. Because soon as it came out your mouth, automatically you lost everybody at Rolling Loud that was homosexual or lesbian. Then when you, but he didn't say nothing about lesbians, but it just might as well, you might as well just say you saying it about lesbians. Then when it went viral, you lost more people because even the people that wasn't at Rolling Loud saw what happened, and then you just lost your whole fan base of homosexuals and whatever. Yeah, maybe some other gay people that may stand by him and say, oh, this and that, or they may still listen to his music. But I'm looking at it as if out of every 5 men that are homosexual, 3 of them are going to be ones that are going to stop listening to your music and stop, you know what I'm saying, being your fan. You may have 1 or 2 that'll still say, "Oh, okay, I'm still gonna like him," even though. But you're gonna have 3 of them or 3 to 4 of them that's gonna say, I'm not gonna support you or whatever." I want to know, how do y'all feel about this, and how do y'all feel about what the baby did at Rolling Line? Do you think it was okay for him to do it? Would you think it was not okay for him to do it? Do you think what he did was okay? Would you think that it was nice? Would you think that it was something? I want you to email me, roundtable00@yahoo.com. Comment at the bottom of this page as well. I want to know how you feel about this topic, how you feel about this subject, because apparently this is a ongoing situation that has gone viral, and a lot of people have it really touched the nerve with a lot of people, especially in the homosexual community and also in the AIDS and HIV community as well. That it have touched a lot of people, and a lot of people have been aggravated and has really been aggravated with this situation. I want to know how you feel about it. How's everything that you feel? Roundtable00@yahoo.com. Comment, post. Let me know how you feel. I might be doing a follow up on this story, and as all other stories, I do follow ups. But this is the Roundtable Talk. I'm your host, C Money. I thank y'all for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed, and have a nice day.